Hi, and welcome back to our YouTube channel, Fulfill the Game of Life. Well, we're coming to you once again after a little bit of a delay, and we've kind of just started living retirement more like retirement instead of like a job, wouldn't you say?
I think so. Instead of rushing to the next video and putting all the content together. So we just decided, like Richard said, to take a moment and relax and enjoy the scenery. We are in Marinhas, near Braga in Portugal, and this is another fantastic location. From the mill, as you can see behind us, we can see the coastline, and it is just another breathtaking view. I just looking out the window, watching the sunset, it is just amazing. You have to really pinch yourself and really take a moment to appreciate where you are. And,
yeah, we kind of start asking yourselves along the way, how's the Airbnb lifestyle going? And right now, it's as good as expected, if not better. Each place that we stay in has its own unique beauty to it and its own allure. We've not been disappointed, though each stay kind of comes with its own challenges, to be honest, right?
I mean, not one place has been absolutely perfect, but you know what? Just like in life, you roll with it, and you just kind of take it as another challenge, and just enjoy it. So this staying at the mill, it's almost like camping. We were just joking about that. So,
yep. Yeah, the other places we've stayed, more like apartments, obviously, and kind of, closed in normal places that people live, but you can see the mill behind us here. It's just on 2 floors, basically.
Yeah.
And it's not big. It's quite small. There is a full bed upstairs that takes up about 80% of the room. And but there is internet, there is television, and
there's your bathroom, a small two burner stove, and a sink, and you know what? It's everything that you'll need, and you're not far from restaurants, so.
Exactly, and the beach and the view, and we're going to show you the drone footage. We've already showed you the drone footage, and just sitting out here, 73-degree weather, not a cloud in the sky today. It's truly perfect. We got up and actually built our own little fireplace here, and decided, you know what, we're just going to treat this entire month as if we're camping out with walls around us at night, right?
Exactly.
A roof and walls. So
my type of camping.
It's been beautiful, and there's been a couple of neighborhood dogs. One kind of befriended us, and then the other is a little skittish, but it's just been beautiful. This is such an awesome stay, and so were the previous stays as well. So let us get started with one of a couple of videos that we want to run through, and then a third, all really related to our last stay. So as we told you before, we were staying in Magoito Beach. Magoito Beach is basically right on the edge of Sintra.
Yes, Sintra.
And Sintra has, as almost anyone who's aware of Portugal is aware, that Sintra is one of the main top 2 or 3 draws in the entire country of Portugal. And we're going to come back to that in another video. What we want to share here is the southern Silver Coast, and what we experienced and why we actually truly enjoyed Magoito Beach as it was, and then the other things that we experienced up and down the coast. And we'll kind of kick it off with, what did you like about Magoito Beach?
Wow, just being able to, well, the location that we were at, we were able to, if we wanted to, we could walk down to the beach. Or we could just take a short drive, take the car down there and park, and just enjoy the weather. The temperature was cool down in watching the waves, and the fresh, cool breeze when you would lay out at the beach. That was awesome. And then driving up and down, what you mentioned, the Silver Coast, and taking a look at a few of the breathtaking views along that beach was amazing.
Yeah, so we've showed you quite a bit of the footage in our prior video, kind of wrapping up our retirement vacation of the coastline, where we filmed the dialogue for our last video, honestly, and that's between Magoito Beach and Cascais, and it's, as you can see in this footage again, it was beautiful. I mean, literally, you can't say anything other than wow, how much we really loved the way that looked. We stopped. Not only did we film the footage there, but we literally sat there on the rocks and watched the waves, right? It's just beautiful. It really was. One of our stops on the drive back to Magoito Beach was Cabo de Roca. And you can see as well, once again, the footage here is phenomenal. The lighthouse is beautiful, and it is the westernmost point of continental Europe. It is as far as you can go west and still be on the continent of Europe. And the views were beautiful, the cliffs were beautiful, and it was just pleasurable to see. It was really nice.
And again, that was a pretty cool fun fact that I think one of our viewers actually put in the comments. So again, we enjoy your comments and educating us on this beautiful country that we have just fallen in love with. So continue to do that.
Absolutely, yes. So one of the other things that really fascinated me about Magoito, and we just didn't know how close we were, but if you search Portugal, if you just search images of Portugal, you will see this come up, and this is Azenas do Mar. You can see this kind of man-made wave pool down at the very bottom of the cliff here for public swimming, I assume. It was a little bit too cold by the time we got there. And I had searched around to make sure I knew where this was. And lo and behold, if it was less than 15-minute drive from Magoito Beach. And we went there a couple of days. One day was a little bit too windy to get Henry up to go get drone footage. But we went there a couple of days and got this fantastic footage. And we'll just be quiet for a moment. We'll let you watch Henry and watch the drone footage. And such a beautiful place right against the ocean and the cliffs. A little place of pleasure, only about 15 minutes from Magoito Beach. Expanding on what Christy was saying, when we've stayed at Magoito for an entire month, 1 month, of course we have opinions, right? And the first thing is I think both of us sincerely enjoyed it, and I think we'd like to spend a couple minutes telling you what we thought that really fit us personally in our lifestyle. The first of all is we did have a beautiful view from the room.
Absolutely. We loved going out after a long, hard day of being at the beach or enjoying some of the other sights, and just going out on the balcony and enjoying coffee or some champagne or wine or something. But it was absolutely
it was beautiful, right? The second piece is, and it's quite a bit who I am, and one of the reasons I'm enjoying the meal so much is it wasn't heavily populated. There weren't people everywhere, and you could park for free. You didn't have to look for parking. You weren't looking for a parking meter. When you get into all that world, it causes me a little bit of anxiety or just less pleasure, maybe a better word for it. So Magoito Beach was far enough out to be away from a huge town center where there are people and traffic and narrow roads everywhere. We didn't have to experience that. We came back to our room, we parked, we walked up, we were there, we were overlooking the ocean. So loved how far it was away from Sintra, because once you hopped in the car and we decided to go to Sintra,
Yep.
it was still only about 20 minutes to Sintra.
And which, again, it was just so centrally located to everything that you might want to go to, like the mall or a movie, or, you know, but it was absolutely perfect.
Yep. So we, to add to that, we did go pretty continuously to the Kais Mall, shopping mall. We did that for two reasons. As we told you, we love to go see movies, and they had an IMAX theater there, so we made it to a few movies there. And the mall food. One of the things that's been surprising for us about Portugal in general is the malls, unlike America, the malls are not shockingly expensive. The food and the variations of food and the different choices, but the cost of the food is really nice. And you know, if you're in the mood for something else, there's something upstairs and downstairs. So we spent a fair amount of time at the mall. That was about a 27-minute drive to the mall and back. There were toll roads on the shortest way, so we got the privilege of paying a few more tolls. But anyway, in general, our stay last month was very nice, and we would stay there again in a heartbeat. The one thing Christy alluded to as well, to spend a few more words on, because it's hard to describe. We showed you at least a couple of videos of at Magoito Beach. If you go down the southern side, there's a sandy beach, and we went there late in we basically laid out on the beach, got a little suntan, enjoyed the weather, and watched the people, and just had a good time.
What ifs?
But on the right side are the cliffs that we showed you in a couple of different videos. And before we left, I think we went down to those cliffs probably 5 times.
We did. We spent a good amount of time down there just watching the waves crashing in and just feeling the power of you know, the waves crashing. It was, I don't know, it's quite the experience.
It was, and the sun, of course, always set in the west, which is right over the ocean every single night. And I think it was the next to last night before we left. We drove in, and we could see the beach side from our room, and the entire, probably for a couple of 100 yards, was complete white water. And we hadn't experienced that. We had seen waves roll in, and then, you know, like normal beach. But we could see as we drove up, wow, the ocean is really rolling tonight, much more than it had been. So of course the first thing we said was, let's go down to the crashing waves again. This has to be a beautiful thing. And for the first time as well, we took Henry with the intent of getting some really good footage, because we kept saying, it's hard to picture how big these waves are when you're watching it on film, but we have some footage here that'll really give you the magnitude of these waves, and they were breathtaking, honestly. They really were. And we just loved it. We would literally sit there and just watch it. Not Facebook and act like we're watching it, actually watch it. And as you can see in this one video footage, that this wave crashes against the rock. We're probably standing 25-30 feet from where it splashed, and you can see the height of this wave is at least 6 times as tall as we were. So 30-40 feet worth of splashes in front of you, and it literally takes your breath away. It is phenomenal. It truly is I think of any one place that we've experienced in Portugal here now for about 4 months, three or 4 months, minus the one trip to Italy.
Yes.
At least for me personally, sitting on those rocks and watching those waves is my single favorite. But I will tell you what, we've only been here for 4 days.
Yes.
And sitting in this weather
I
with
love
this
it.
view
It's
is damn close, isn't it?
It is.
It's crazy, crazy nice here. The weather is perfect right now. Now, admittedly, the first 2 or 3 days here, it rained on us.
Yep.
It was super, super foggy. You couldn't even see the ocean, as we showed you in the footage. But the waves on Magoito Beach and the cliffs off to the right side of the beach, if you have time, is worth your drive, worth the effort to go down those stairs and just stand there. And if you get lucky and catch it on a day where there's real forceful waves coming in, you'll enjoy it. Make that part of your plan if you can.
Absolutely.
It was beautiful.
Just the Silver Coast in general is a must-see destination if you're going to travel around Portugal, because there is no shortage of absolutely breathtaking beaches or waves to see.
I think I saw someone describe the Silver Coast as the Algarve of the north, I believe, or maybe the Algarve of the west. So we're excited to get down to the Algarve somewhere in January, February. But I'll tell you what, to Christy's point, the cliffs and the blue crystal waters and the waves just crashing in, it's beautiful.
You could do that for hours.
Literally, it's beautiful.
For hours and hours.
And you get the salt spray, the cooling effect of the water hitting you, and of course getting on the camera and those things. But hey, let me just tell you, the smile on my face, the memories of Magoito Beach, and now the peacefulness of sitting here and letting the sun go down and looking across this view is this is what retirement's about. This is absolutely beautiful. I mean, I literally get sincerely excited and it's hard to express excitement with relaxation maybe, but just the joy of sitting here is well worth it. Life is beautiful. So, if you enjoyed us babbling, no.
So, if you've enjoyed our video and all of the absolute amazing videos of the beach and the waves, give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss additional content.
Yes, and hope that we didn't wait too long and lose a lot of viewers, but we're on our retirement pace these days and we'll get the videos out when we can. Oh yeah, that's a great camera angle, isn't it?
Yes.
I was made for this.
Oh my gosh.
I am officially the only cold-blooded human ever recorded in history, because I'm like a lizard. I just love to lay in the sun and heat my body up, and it gives me so much energy. I'm just kidding. All right, I've got to find an app to put a reptile face on me, and then I don't know. Let me try to just capture like I'm pulling a mask off.
What happened?
Does that joke qualify as reptile dysfunction?
Really? You and your dad jokes, they're awesome. Notice he's the only one laughing.
That's quality grade A dad joke material right there. Reptile dysfunction.